Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Crypto Daily, the show where I give you the honest daily news. Today, we're going to have a look why the market is crashing, and I'm going to talk about one of the questions I got from Muhammad Ali, a commenter on one of my last videos. How can we get access to our Bitcoin Cash keys? Which is a really important question because I don't want anyone to miss out. So make sure that you get yours, basically. Here again, guys. We are going down. We've been here before, we'll be here again. But yeah, it does not look good, does it? At least from a selling point of view, it does not look good. For a buyer, this looks great. This looks, I just rub my hands with glee when I see something like this when I'm a buyer. Why do I think it's crashing? I think it's kind of funny, but I think sometimes we can give too much credit to people, investors. So I think primarily people are only just now learning about Bitcoin Cash. They're learning about the November hard fork to 2 megabyte block sizes, and I think a lot of people are fed up. I think they thought the worst was over with when BIP91 got locked in. They thought it was a free ride up to 3K valuation for a Bitcoin, but yeah, that potentially wasn't even the rockiest part of it. So I think people are waking up to that fact. Which for me is kind of funny because we've been talking about Bitcoin Cash now for about a week. But yeah, there you go. Everything down just because Bitcoin is. I think it could go lower. I think up until August 1st, potentially this could get a lot worse. How bad it could get, I don't know. It could potentially recover. This could be a quick reaction, but I don't think it will be. I think this is going to get worse. So if you're looking at buying Bitcoin, yeah, I'm not sure what I'd do. I think I personally would wait a bit just to see what happens this week as we get closer to August 1st. So how to get access to your Bitcoin Cash. If you have a hardware wallet like the Ledger Nano S, Ledger have recently put out a comment saying they plan to support Bitcoin Cash. But if you don't, all you need basically is any type of wallet where you have access to your private keys. So for me, I use Exodus. I think Exodus is one of the more popular wallets to use for a computer. And they have put out a Twitter post saying that Exodus will not support Bitcoin Cash, but you control the keys, so export and do what you like. And there's a link here on how to export your keys to somewhere else, and I will leave a link to this if in case anyone's watching uses Exodus or is thinking that they should. The wallet itself won't show any Bitcoin Cash come August 1st, but what they are saying is that because you have access to your private keys, you can download a Bitcoin Cash wallet, export your keys, and have access to Bitcoin Cash on that wallet. So what wallets would support Bitcoin Cash? Well, if you have a look at bitcoincash.org, some interesting news on this website, but if you click on wallets, these are currently 3 wallets. So the Ledger, we've already talked about that. You would need the USB though. Electrum Cash is not currently operational. Bitcoin ABC is currently the only Bitcoin Cash wallet. So if you go there and download that, you'd basically export your keys to this wallet after August 1st. Hopefully it won't be too difficult. I don't imagine it will be. Bitcoin.com has recently put out a article about what everyone needs to know about Bitcoin Cash. And basically it comes down to 3 things. Block size limit. Bitcoin Cash aims to provide an immediate block size increase, not to 2, like SegWit 2x is going to do, to 8. They're not going to have SegWit because it's unnecessary. They're just going to increase the block size from 1 to 8. Okay, and with that comes replay and wipeout protection, basically making it more secure, and a new transaction type which allows benefits such as input value signing for improved hardware wallet security and elimination of the quadratic hashing problem. And basically, if you're not sure what the quadratic hashing problem is, it's just validation of signatures taking longer than expected. So hopefully there won't be as many backlogs. Public opinion about Bitcoin, I think at the moment, is taking quite a nosedive. I think people are sick of the infighting in politics. And this is seen in so many different posts online. But this is one that I was thinking about. that I wanted to show very quickly. I mean, these are a dime a dozen. There's loads of these, but basically he's saying that the internal Bitcoin politics is like having terminal cancer eating away at your body. It just gets worse every month. The community divide of just how to upgrade Bitcoin should have simply been left alone to survive as a store of value. It was clearly never designed to be used like a Visa card anyway. I think that's a big public opinion, and I think a lot of people agree with that. And I think people that are sick of the infighting, talking about upgrades, people just want it left alone, and that's that. Just keep Bitcoin as a store of value, and if you want to do fast transactions, use a different coin. I don't agree with that. I think that for something to have a store of value, it has to be valuable. It has to have a use purpose. So currently we have gold. Gold doesn't really have too many uses, but it's definitely more than just a store of value. It has the ability to be worn as clothing, jewelry, all sorts. It can be shaped, and it has some uses, not very many, but it has some in engineering. If something has a store of value and it has no purpose, eventually that bubble will pop when people realize it. So Bitcoin has to be useful. It has to challenge with Visa levels at some day. It absolutely has to. So we do need to get there, and I think a lot of the public opinion is hating on Bitcoin Cash for causing another fork, stirring up the pot, the internal politics, blah 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 blah. But the real problem, at least the way I see it, you may have a different opinion. The real problem that I see is that the miners refuse to increase the block size limit for years now. There was a New York agreement last year where a lot of the big companies behind Bitcoin said that they would go ahead with the block size increase and never followed through. And even with this SegWit 2x thing, they may not follow through with the 2 megabyte increase. They may do, they may not. That's the real problem. The real problem is that they're not going to raise the block size limit. So that's why, even though I personally am a holder of Bitcoin and I want to see it do well, and I don't want to see internal politics, I don't want to see the backfighting, I personally don't even want to see a fork. I'd rather just keep one Bitcoin. But because they refuse to do that, I can definitely understand it, get behind Bitcoin Cash's idea of doing it, of increasing it to 8, with an idea of increasing it even further and further. Bitcoin Cash's solution could be better than Litecoin. I think a Litecoin has a lot of value at the moment because it's useful and it has use with Bitcoin in future with atomic swaps. And by that I mean being able to pay for something on the Lightning Network, and because Bitcoin is slow, you can actually transact with Litecoin and end up with Bitcoin in the end. Basically, it's an off-chain transaction. So I can see Litecoin having use with Bitcoin, but if you've got Bitcoin Cash, which can do the same thing and doesn't require a different network, then why not use that one? So it's very interesting to see where it will go in the future. But yeah, just be prepared for very bad negativity if you go onto Reddit Bitcoin. But if you go onto Reddit BTC, they're very pro Bitcoin Cash. It's very interesting to see the two camps. I read both. I like to hear both sides, but yeah, I'm biased personally, but there you go. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.